Hello, my name is Kai Burns. I'm a CEO at Basic Markets Inc. We are a low-cost grocery store that only carries products from its own lines. I'm here to talk to you about where our vision is, where we want to go, what our value proposition is, and what I need from you. So, start off, Basic Market Inc. Like I said, we do not carry any brand name products. We only carry products that have our logo on it. It's very basic, not a lot of color. It just says Basic Markets and then whatever the product may be, and your nutritional guidelines or any other required verbiage that needs to be on the packaging. The reason why we did this is, all of these companies, they spend, millions of dollars on advertising and marketing and designing, and we're just talking about the packaging, right? Not including, how much they spend on designing the lines and trying out new products. But we moved away from that. What we've done is, for each area we've opened up a store, we've gone in to all the local stores and tried to get as much information on, what are the top selling items, what are the must haves, what is this particular area's, culture, age, what are they looking for at a grocery store. And we've taken those top line items, or those top items, and that's what we've decided to stock our stores with. So we went ahead and we got with contract manufacturers to make a product. Now we control the supply line, and we provide the quality material and the either the recipe or the ingredients, how we want it put together, because we still want to go for quality. What we're kind of trying to do is we're going to have higher quality ingredients, but cutting out all the nonsense. Like I said, we're not going to spend a lot on marketing. We're not going to have fancy boxes, any of these things, and then we're going to take that cost saving and pass it on to the consumer. This reduction in product and marketing cost will help us build our base. Not only will they be getting good products, but they will be getting it for a good price. We're really pushing towards low-cost areas, especially where there's food deserts, as due to our limited amount of products that we carry, we don't have to have as big of a floor plan. We can also provide a good price for everyone, and then we also want to push into kind of like, I would almost say, foodie neighborhoods, kind of the up and coming trendy areas of the cities. And our proposition to them is, it's still low cost, but hey, this isn't the big guys. This is just your local guy. We buy local as much as we can. We push quality ingredients. We go organic when we can. Just healthier quality, less of the the additives in any of our products. And by doing this, it allows us to push both to the low cost areas and to the up and coming, I'd say, mid class to upper mid class areas. The reason why we started this, the problem that we saw, is there's food deserts everywhere in the city. The city that I grew up in, Indianapolis, right by my work, before I started this, obviously, there was a gas station. Literally the only place to get food in maybe a 3, 4, 5 mile area. A lot of these people didn't have cars. The public transportation isn't very good. So we found a way to put smaller shops, similar to the size of a gas station, to provide quality food and other goods to the local area. We've also pushed into a lot of the growing trendy areas of the city, and we appeal, like I said, we appeal to them by, we purchase local, we go green as possible. Our packaging is minimum, low footprint on the environment, and people seem to really like it. Now there is some risk of having not having the marketing. I mean, there's always a stigma with a store brand, but we've kind of counteracted that by really pushing local events. You know, we have a food truck that we send around that is, you know, all stuff, food from our store, to kind of show, hey, you can have this, you know, generic box and still get good quality, great tasting food. Um, and that's, like I said, that's really helped out. It's really pushed and helped us build our market. And that would include our target market, you know, lower income, budget conscious, the 20 to 40-year-old group, which is really growing in the cities. Um, I know where our first store is in Indianapolis, like I said, um, we've plotted out 6 new areas to put up these stores and 6 existing low budget areas. And you know, we've looked at St. Louis, Chicago, a couple other places, and they all have this need for a place like Basic Markets Inc. Our competition obviously is hard and heavy. I mean, you have all your big chains, you know, your Krogers, Walmarts, Winn-Dixie, Publix, just wherever you are. And then we also have the threat of Amazon moving in. Some of those are going to be hard, but I mean, when you think of, you know, your Walmarts, Krogers, you know, all these are big footprints, right? And a lot of where we're going is urban areas. There's nowhere to build these stores, and that's where we can come in and fill a niche that, you know, these big box stores can't. Future growth opportunities. Like I said, we have 2 stores in Indianapolis. We've spotted 6 more spots where they could work, and we've started spreading into other cities. The plan to bring about that growth would be a person like you. We're looking to franchise this, and for you know, potential investors to take markets we identify and go anywhere from you know, commit to a 6 to 7 store commitment in the areas that we identify throughout the cities. Another thing is the growth opportunities. We're going to take big advantage of this high number of food deserts across the country. We're going to find ways to, especially when we can't get a store, or, you know, there's still, you know, some questions. We're talking about a mobile food truck. You know, there's plenty of areas to grow into and really push this idea. So far, all of our financing has been through what we have saved, me and my partners, and one other private investor, and he has really helped. But we want to, we really want to push into these new areas. How can you help? You know, why am I looking for financing? You know, why am I looking for more investors? Well, one, they're lower startup costs than a big company, but they still cost, and we're still building a name. And like I said, we don't have the big brand name. And if a customer wants Velveeta mac and cheese, I mean, they can't come to our store and get it. We may have something similar, but you know, it's not the brand name that they're looking for. So it takes really pushing out our name, pushing out our message, getting to all these events, marketing events, networking, doing all these things. A financer, you know, financing, more investors can come in, and the help of that is you'll know the areas, you'll know what's going on in your particular city, and then we can also take advantage of you know, all the people you may know, all the connections that you may have, in order to push this name bigger and bigger. Like I said, we don't spend money on the marketing and the product design or packaging design of our products, but we do market. We use a lot of social marketing. We use a lot of peer-to-peer, I said, events, doing all these things. And you know, to get to the level that we want to get, we're going to need to have more capital for marketing. So also part of, you know, finance or franchising, if you would be interested in one of these stores, is we will up our marketing as we get more and more franchisees and really push it in the areas that you plan on growing in. In closing, you know, I said we created this because, you know, we thought we saw a better way to do things. I've seen, I mean, how much money they spend on packaging, and it's always constantly changing, and names and all these things. All this increases the cost of the individual products, and therefore increases the cost of the consumer. We want to keep that down while providing a quality of product. We push local. That helps us, not reduces shipping costs, things like that. Now, obviously, per product is normally a little bit more expensive, and sometimes there's an issue of supply. Sometimes our local vendors and stuff can't meet our demand, and in those cases, we go outside of them, always maintaining the supply chain. We just want to create, something bigger, something better than ourselves. Basic Market Inc. can come in and help any low-income area provide the proper nutrition and dietary needs to underserved areas. And then also, like I said, the low footprint will allow us to push into markets that these big ones just can't compete in. Thank you for your time, and if you're interested, I can get you more information, and I would love to talk more. Thanks.